It's time we give back. Sow a seed and show someone where love's at. Even if you don't give a dime, give your heart and share your time. Help somebody else in life. Give back. Let's give back.
We are here on location in San Francisco. Welcome to this edition of Ignite, Power, Transform. I am your host, Hosea James Givan II, and we are blessed with the opportunity to speak with my dear friend from Drake University, Coach Jeff Hill. Coach, how you doing?
Hey, Jose, how you doing, man? Good to be here.
Jeff, I want to start out by just asking you to share with our audience your story.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about, I came from Birmingham, Alabama. Was a kid that grew up in an inner city neighborhood, and we didn't have much. You know, I really didn't really think, I thought we were rich as far as I was concerned, as far as the way I lived, but when I found out we didn't have much, we were poor. And I had an opportunity to play sports. Sports came into my life. It was because somebody introduced me to it. And when they introduced me to it, I liked it. And I thought it was something that could get me out of the inner city. And that was my dream. I had some uncles that were great athletes. Track has always been in my background and my family. And so I learned how to run track before I learned how to do anything else. But track led to everything else. Basketball, football, baseball, I think I did it all, Jose. I was fortunate enough to finish high school with honors, all city, all state. And I was fortunate enough to get a scholarship at Drake University. It was a great opportunity for me because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted a scholarship. I knew we couldn't afford to pay to go to college. And I was lucky enough to get a scholarship to an institution like Drake University, which I didn't know where I was going. It was the Harvard and the Yale of the Midwest.
That's correct. That's correct.
The Harvard and the Yale of the Midwest, that kind of scared me when I got there, being from Birmingham, Alabama. My first class had 60 students in it in an auditorium setting, and I was the only black in the class. And at that point, I knew I was in a different world. But I accepted the challenge. I made sure I went to school and got that education. That was the most important thing, to get the education. So while doing that, I wanted to give back to the community because somebody gave back to me.
Why don't you share with our audience, who are some of those brothers or sisters, or both, that gave back to you?
Well, I want to say, you know, in Birmingham, there were some very influential people in my life. My high school coach was a guy by the name of Frank Sylvester, who was a very good coach. He played in the Missouri Valley Conference, and he came to Birmingham my freshman year, and was a big influence in my life. Made me change my life in the way I was doing things, because when I was in school, you know, I was a stud in school and thought I was Mr. Everything, and I really wasn't getting the books like I should. And he really got on me about my education. If I want to go to a higher educational place, I need to get my grades right, make sure I had great ACT scores. And this made a difference in my life because I thought I could just play basketball and go to college and everything was good. And I wasn't worried about my grades. But I found out that it was all about education. And Frank Sylvester was a big influence in my life. And coming to Des Moines and meeting the people that I met in Des Moines, it was a big eye-opener for me to be around people that had a lot of money. It was millionaires that changed my life. I have to say it. A man by the name of Dan Stamatellis, who was a big influence in my life, he showed me love when other people didn't. He brought us out to his house on holidays, treated us like family. But mainly was just the giving back part of it. I mean, whatever was going on, he made sure we was a part of it, and just was giving back. And when I seen the way he was giving back and touched my life and so many other young men that was at Drake University, that made me want to give back. And you know, it's so many things that impact your life and your future, and you really don't realize it until a little bit later. But I knew that guy was a very important part of my life. With sharing me with his family on holidays, because there's so many times when you go 1,000 miles away from home, you want to go back home, and you get homesick. And it takes some people around you to say, hey, hang in there. We're going to give you a good time, or show you a good time. The holidays might not be the same, but I tell you what, you be a part of our family. And I was just impressed by people taking me in, being the guy that I was and where I was from, into their homes. So that impressed me.
That's quite a story, brother. And again, we go back to 1978, right? That's right. And I know coming from the South at a time, Jeff, we grew up on the cusp of the civil rights movement, the Black Power movement, but you were in Birmingham. You were in a city that, from a historical standpoint, was very instrumental. You come from a city where those 4 little girls were bombed, killed. And just share with us perhaps some of your childhood experiences and some of the transitions that you saw going from the way it was to where it's hopefully today. Hopefully stays.
Okay. Jose, I want to tell you that it was definitely different in Birmingham, Alabama, than living in Des Moines, Iowa. Coming up through the civil rights movement and seeing all those things happening in the '60s, I was right there. When the little girls got bombed, this was something happened major in our city, which wasn't far from my house where I lived. The marching that was going on, our schools being turned out by our own people because of trying to fight against segregation. And, it was hard to go to school in those days when those things were going on because it just wasn't us fighting against segregation, it was us fighting against each other. And that made a big difference in our life, in my life.
Yeah, what we're going to do is take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Just go.
Thank you.
What if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. Believe in us. Invest in us. Watch us grow. My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout.
Tip me over and pour me out. Oh.
It only takes a moment to make a moment.
Cheers.
Take time to be a dad today.
The 4 little girls in Birmingham that died who didn't live, this church was not far from that home. And so we live in a tight little neighborhood, and this was devastating for my family, for the people around us. Our whole community was devastated behind this murder that was committed. It made a difference. It made a difference in our life. When it happened to those little girls, it really impacted our community in a hard way. It was hard to see, hard to read about, and hard to see every day what was going on. I lived through that, Jose. I lived through that. The water being shot on people, bull corners, the chief of police. It was a hard time back then. But things are totally different now. Totally different. We have a black mayor. Everything is different. The black city council. It's a different world down in Birmingham, Alabama now. And very uplifting. The city is coming back. Everybody's building lofts and things like that. But we're really proud of the way the community is pulling together and doing things.
One of the things I can say about going to Drake University during that time that we were coming. I was coming from the East Coast of New York City. We come from the South. When we got to Des Moines, I didn't really detect racism, bro. It seemed like people embraced people for people in that city at that time, and that was a special experience. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Coach Jeff Hill.
Hi, I'm your host, Larry V. Stark Jr.
I'm your host, Rachel Cheeks Givan.
I'm your host, Hosea James Givan II.
I'm your host, Rebecca Givan.
Tune in to
Ignite,
Empower,
Transform
every Tuesday night
at
8 p.m.
on BronxNet.
Give back, let's give back.
With the groove, show proof, keep it smooth as I bust the move. Hey, yo, step in swiftly, with the heat up. If not, just stop, pop a squat, put your feet up, read up, get to
let's talk about what you're doing now, and then go into some of those projects.
Jose, right now I'm a school teacher, and very fortunate enough to be a school teacher at the high school that I graduated from.
Wow.
And so that's a big thing for me. Actually, I am the person director of the SLC program, which is the alternative school inside the school. So when kids get in trouble and they've done things in the school that's just really disruptive, they put them with me for 10 days. And if you come with me for 10 days, it's a whole different structure. Now, they didn't put me in there because I got a great smile. They put me in there because I'm going to work on kids' head, their brains, their mind, and their heart. It's the mind and the heart that you got to get to in a kid. A lot of times you find out these kids don't have a good home life.
Correct.
Things are going on in the home that you just don't understand, and some people don't even take the time to even try to understand. But when you come to my class for those 10 days, first of all, there's no phone. There's no talking. We eat lunch all in the room. I bring breakfast and lunch to you in the room. We go to the bathroom twice a day. So it's really strict. So it makes you don't want to come back. So my thing is to try to get you to think about what you do, how you do it, and why you do it. And what's the main goal is that you get this education. And so my job is to try to change the kids' the way they think, and the way they act. And it's really been working out good for me. So I'm really happy to be back in my school. I coach basketball, I coach track, I coach volleyball. And I'm very excited about it. I really like doing it. I really do. Just to bring up to date and talk about my basketball camps is something that I do very professionally.
So, Jeff, what are you doing with your camp today?
Well, today, this is my 38th year with my basketball camp. We've expanded this camp. It's been in Springfield, Illinois. It's been in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Wichita, Kansas, and Des Moines, Iowa. I've been in Des Moines now for 38 years, Wichita, Kansas for 3 years. I did Andre Iguodala's basketball camp for 8-9 years. It's just been a great experience for me to give back. What's special about my camp, no kids pay a dime, Jose. Everything is sponsored by businesses in the communities. The different communities, a whole lot of people want to give back, but they want to make sure you're doing what you say you're going to do. With my camp, I give every kid a trophy, every kid a t-shirt, every kid a book bag full of school supplies, every kid a basketball, every kid a camp photo. And what's really big and they really love, we serve lunch every day. And this is all free to the kids. I haven't had a camp in the last 5 years that hasn't been under 300 kids at my camp. So I'm very proud to go out and raise somewhere between $40,000 to $50,000 every summer to run a basketball camp for kids. And this has just been a great thing. We've expanded off of the basketball camp and went straight into giving our turkeys away at Thanksgiving. And at Christmas time, we support over 20 families, single-parent families, and make sure they have a Christmas. So, giving back has become a very big part of my life. And the only reason why I do it because somebody did it for me. And that's important that we all give back.
No question, Coach. And on that thought, on that topic, what would you consider to be your superpower, Jeff?
Well, I think my superpower is marketing. I feel like I'm a great marketer. I feel like I could sell ice cream to an Eskimo. That's the way I feel when I go into an office or a businessman's office or whoever I might go see, whether it's Wells Fargo or whether it's Morgan Stanley or Walmart or Walgreens. It don't matter where I go. I feel like I'm going to make this deal happen because I know that people have a good heart about themselves. And if you want to give back, I'm going to have the perfect avenue for you to give back and show that you want to support the community. There's a lot of people that want to give back to the community, but they want to have somebody come out and ask for it. You don't get anything unless you ask, Jose.
Who are some of those athletes that I know a lot of people may have heard of that are involved with your camps, brother? I know you mentioned one of the superstars for the Golden State Warriors, but there are some other people.
Oh, I've had over 30 NBA players that's been involved in my camp, all the way down from Akeem Olajuwon to B.J. Armstrong, Bobby Hansen. Please don't leave out Lewis Lloyd, who I started the camp with Lewis Lloyd when he first got in the NBA. And right now I'm doing a camp with Xavier McDaniels. And Andre Iguodala's got to be the biggest story that I have. That when I did my camps with a kid that was 7 years old in my camp. You have to be 8 to 18 years old to be in my camp. Andre Iguodala was 7 years old when he came to my camp. I let him in for free. I wasn't going to let him in because I don't want to babysit because this camp is very aggressive and we're doing things and I can't do too many young kids. But his mama begged me to let him in the camp. And I let him in the camp. And he was just a normal kid at the camp. About 12 years ago, I got a phone call from a lady that says, "This Jeff Hill?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "You do a camp in Springfield, Illinois?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Well, my son wants you to do his camp." And I'm like, "Well, who is your son?" She said, "My son is Andre Iguodala. He plays for the Golden State Warriors, and he wants to sign you to a 10-year deal to do his camp." And so that was a big thing for me. You know, Andre's in the league right now doing big things. MVP of championship series, winning the 1-3 championships now in his time. And to have Andre Iguodala, you know, to have me do his camp, it was a big thing for me.
But you know what I really enjoyed about when I first heard that story, because that's the very essence of what we're talking about, giving back. He didn't forget you, bro.
Right.
He did not forget what you did for him.
Right.
The positive encouragement that you gave him, and when he was in a position to give back,
right.
He found you, bro.
That's right.
That tells me more than anything. That's a testimony.
Well, if you give back to people, somebody's gonna give back. It's a catching on event. You know, when people see other people giving, it makes other people want to give. And that's what's great about what you're doing right now. You're getting the word out there about giving and giving back. And if more people give back in this community and every community in the United States, we will have a different world.
Amen. And on that note, we're going to take another quick break, and we'll be back with Coach Jeff Hill.
This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Remember that to love America is to love all Americans, because love has no labels.
I already knew that I was going to go to college, you know, from a young age. I definitely want to major in political science, become the mayor or something, make the situation better for other people. My name is Justin, and I am your dividend.
Being a dad is an adventure full of special moments.
A cruise?
Surprise! Unexpected moments.
I got this.
And even awkward moments.
Okay, Dad, thank you.
But every moment you spend with your kids, even the smallest moments, can make the biggest impact on your child's life. So take a moment to be a dad today.
Welcome to this final segment of Ignite Empower Transform. We are here with Jeff Hill, Coach Jeff Hill. Jeff, man, you're a powerful brother. And I'm very, very proud, man, to hear your story and all the things that you've been doing. You never dropped the ball. Never dropped the ball, man. And it's so important in today's world to showcase and highlight brothers like yourself, and sisters like yourself that haven't forgotten how we build community. So, in this last segment, brother, tell us some of your stories at Drake University. And you were quite a ball player, man. I know you have some records that have yet to be broken. You played the point guard position, and probably the best, some of the best Drake teams in the history of the school. Share with some of your Drake experience, man.
Well, I had a real good time at Drake. It was definitely some of the best time of my life, meeting the people that I met there, playing basketball at a high level, at the highest level you could play at major college, playing against Larry Bird and Paul Pressey and Cliff Livingston and Antoine Carr and some of those guys. It was just amazing to have that experience. A young man come from Birmingham, Alabama, and play in that kind of setting was big for me. I still have the Drake one-time assist record. I did it twice, which was 15 in the game, and I still hold that record. I broke that record in '79, and it's still holding right now. I've had some great experience. I was the first one to beat Iowa. We beat Iowa at the buzzer, and I hit the last 2 free throws to win the game and held Ronnie Lester down to 6 points.
Wow.
That's one of my claims to fame. Ronnie Lester was the first team All-American.
Ronnie Lester out of Chicago. That was a point guard. Wow, he was a guard.
Ronnie Lester was our first team All-American. I got a chance to go out there as a sophomore and show my skills. I had that attitude that, hey, if he can do it, I can do it. And we happened to beat those guys. I was carried off the court. It's probably my biggest claim to fame. I was beating Iowa in '79 and being carried off the court and being on the front page of of the Des Moines Register the next day. That was real big for me. Playing with Louis Lloyd was also a great thing. One of the greatest players I've ever seen in my life. When I think about great players, I think about Louis Lloyd, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, but Louis is definitely in there because Louis did a lot of great things. I want to say, Jose, everything ain't always been ice cream and just cookies and ice cream for me. I took a turn and did some things that I'm not proud of, but you know what? With God in my life and God directing me and turning things back around, I don't want to lead people to think that, hey, everything has always been good, because it ain't always been good. But the reason why I give back and try to help kids, because I don't want to make mistakes that I made. Because you can make some mistakes out here that you can never come back from. And I was fortunate enough with God on my side to pull through it and make it through it and make some better choices in my life. And I want to make a life for other people, because the more we give back, the better it is for the whole United States.
Absolutely, brother. And the one name I remember, sharpshooter that played for the Boston Celtics, his name is?
His name is Larry Bird.
The one that you played for at Drake, that was a sharpshooter that played for the Boston Celtics.
And that was Wayne Krecklow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Wayne Krecklow was
sir.
Another awesome player,
Yes,
man. I had never seen a guy that could shoot the ball as fluid as Wayne Krecklow. He was definitely an outstanding player, went on to the Boston Celtics. And actually, that's where I broke the record with. The first time I broke the record with Wayne Krecklow. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Coach, something we always ask our guests as we close out the show. The show has been clearly many of our great friends who love you as a person and always had a lot of warmth in your heart. I remember we spent so much time in the pool hall playing pool together. And that was a time where a place where all the brothers got together. It was a special time, it was a special place. But as we close out, can you share with our audience a statement of commitment and obligation in terms of what we need to do today to kind of rev things up and help to continue to uplift our communities?
Well, Jose, I'm going to tell you, I live my life by these mottos: the head, heart, and feet. Everything you need to do, you need to do with your head, heart, and feet. With your head, that means you better be smart. You better think about the things that's going on around you. Take advantage of opportunities like education now. That's what we want our kids to take advantage of this opportunity, education. We don't take advantage of it in our neighborhood as well enough. We take it for granted, where other people are really trying to get their education as much as they can. And doing things with your heart. Give it everything you got. Put your whole heart into it. Whatever you're doing, do it to the fullest. And make sure you always have God in your life. I've never been able to accomplish anything without God first. And putting God first and making sure He's a part of what you're doing, it just makes everything go a whole lot easier. With my feet, when I say my feet, that means I'm going to run, I'm going to do everything, I'm going to be in shape. I'm going to do everything to the utmost. I'm going to make sure that I got the proper paperwork. I'm going to make sure I got everything in place to accomplish the goals I want to accomplish. So I'm going to be in shape. I'm going to do the groundwork. I know who I'm talking to when I'm talking to them. I know what I'm asking them to do, and I have confidence in doing that. So you got to be prepared. You got to be prepared. But most of all, put God first. I want to leave that, Jose. I mean, God is the major part of my life. If it wasn't for Him, I don't know where I'd be right now. I'm a superintendent, a Sunday school. I'm a deacon in my church. I'm the pastor's anniversary chairman, and I enjoy what I do at church.
Amen. And let's just say, my roots, my father's from Bessemer, Alabama.
Oh, no, Bessemer. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
my
right.
My father's from Bessemer, Alabama, so that's right outside. We're neighbors, right?
That's
in
right.
terms of
That's
the communities where my roots come from and where we are. So we're family, brother. We're family, Drake University, Alabama, and just the spirit and all the brothers and sisters that understand how important it is to be back there. Jeff, I want to thank you for taking this time, brother. You and your wife just flew in from Alabama. It was a flight. You go find your wife, take her out, get her something to eat. We'll see each other later on this evening. But Jeff, I want to thank you, brother, for taking the time.
Thanks, Jose.
And sharing your story with our audience. This has been a very special edition of United Power Transform. And we We have been blessed to hear the story of Coach Jeff Hill, my dear friend from Drake University. Thank you once again for joining us for this episode. My name is Hosea James Givan II, and remember, if it's in your heart, do your part. Today's help equals tomorrow's hope. I love our youth. Take care.
I see all your smiles and all the tears showing down on your faces. But I know all the while it's gonna be okay, yes it is. Just open up your eyes. Open up your eyes. The sun is soon to shine. The sun is soon to shine. Aim your arrow high and keep reaching for the sky. It's time we give back. Sow a seed and show someone where love's at. Even if you don't give a dime, give your heart and share your time. Help somebody else in life. Give back. Let's give back.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
What?
Make sure they don't get too close.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish. In your face, in your face.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.